I'm driving, right? I'm driving on the way home, right? Damn, there's an accident in front of me and shit. It's crazy. Damn, my fault, y'all. Anyway, so the Ravens have placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar. What does that mean? It means that the Ravens have taken $32 million off their books. Well, no, they put $32 million on their books against their cap to pay Lamar Jackson to play for them for one season. Now, what it also means, what's going on, Tyler? What it also means is that now, well, beginning Monday, teams will be able to legally reach out to Lamar Jackson and see if they can make him an offer that he can't refuse or that he won't refuse. This is bad. I'm not gonna lie, this is bad, right? What's going on, Sports Gaming YouTube? You've got about 18 people in here live right now. What's going on, y'all? Yolanda's in here. I know this is a little impromptu live stream, guys, and I don't have Alex with me right now. But I just felt like I had to say something. I had to get something out, something off my chest, about this whole Lamar Jackson situation. So thank you guys for tuning in. But here's my thoughts. Here's my reaction. So with the whole Lamar Jackson and the Ravens situation, fiasco, whatever you want to call it, where we're at now is like, say you were dating somebody, right? So you're dating somebody for a couple years and, the relationship's not really going the way that you thought it might go. You guys are kind of arguing with each other. There's somebody's giving somebody else the cold shoulder every now and then. Things just aren't looking good. Things are looking like they're on the way, about to be done, right? And it's a mutual thing. So you get to a point in the relationship where it's like, you know what? Maybe we should see other people. One. Maybe we should take a break. Two. Maybe we should make this an open relationship. Three. If any of those three things are said in a relationship, the relationship is over. It's over. Because you're looking for an out. You've tried it. You've tried again and again to mend things, to fix things, and it's not working. So it's over. And that's what's happening between Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. The Ravens have given Lamar Jackson permission to go talk to other suitors, other teams, and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna put you on this franchise tag, but look, come Monday, you can see what you really think you're worth on the market. That's what's going on right now, and I have no doubt in my mind that there will be a team that comes along and offers Lamar Jackson a compelling enough offer to where he takes that up. The Ravens are going to have to match it, and if they don't, then bye-bye Lamar. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. And there's going to be a team out there who's going to offer him a big bag of money, right? And then they're also, I'm going to bring up the chat in a second here, but then they're also going to offer him more than just money. They are going to sweeten the deal with whatever they possibly can to get Lamar Jackson out of Baltimore, because obviously everybody knows that he wants a fuck ton of money. And excuse my French, but he wants a lot of money, right? So there's going to be a team that comes along who's going to be able to put their money where their mouth is and pay Lamar, but also they're going to sweeten the deal with other things, other incentives, things like that, to really make him want to leave Baltimore. So that's coming. That's on the horizon, guys. I'm just letting you guys know. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Lamar getting the same deal Daniel Jones. What does that mean about Lamar Jackson, Sutton Def? Hey, Lisa. I just broke it down for you guys. It is what it is, and it is, like I said, it's at the point in a relationship where things have been going bad for a while now, and both parties are kind of like, you know what? We'll still act like we're together, but we're really kind of not. We're on the outs. That's where we're at right now. And I have not been in a relationship like that has been mended, and I've not seen any relationships that are at that stage that has been mended before. Never seen it. Just doesn't happen. Just doesn't really happen all that much, right? So, like the video, guys. Like the video. I'd appreciate that. It's just like the regular live streams, right? But not really. I'm actually driving home from work at the moment. See what else you guys are saying in here. throw your thoughts in the chat room. I mean, the whole Rain Gang. I mean, I love you. You know, I love you guys, the Rain Gang. If you're not part of the Rain Gang and you're just watching, you're seeing my face for the very first time. My name is Sutton Def from the Purple Rain podcast. I do this podcast, me and my guy Simply AS10, a couple times a week. So if you are here, you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, also the like button too. Hey, Kimberly, what's up? How are you doing? Sports Gaming YouTube says we should have exclusive so we could trade him and get value. So you're saying is if we put the exclusive franchise tag on him, that'd have been $45 million. We could have just did a tag and trade type deal. Interesting. Rico, what's going on? Rico says Bishotti got the word out to stay away from Lamar Jackson. They're going to force him to take the Ravens' best offer. Now, this is exactly what I was saying yesterday on the show, on episode 156 of the show. I was saying that the owners, I think Bishotti has devised a plan already where it's like, okay, we're going to put the non-exclusive tag on Lamar Jackson. But I've already went and talked to a lot of the other owners to make sure that they are not going to be in on Lamar Jackson. So we're going to basically let Lamar figure out for himself that what he thinks his value is, nobody else thinks the same. That's the Ravens' main goal right now. At least I think. If I'm Steve Bishotti and I'm plugged in with all the owners, you know what I mean? Like they're going on yacht trips together and going golfing and whatnot, like my guy Alex said last night. If they're doing all those things and they're good buddies, which I'm sure they are, or at least they talk, right? They're probably conspiring against these players in order to keep them in power. That's how these guys work. And if you think for a second that that's not how they're operating things and trying to pull certain strings, you're naive. You are a naive fan of football. Not even football, entertainment, big business, right? Billion-dollar companies. They pull strings to get things to go their way. I mean, it is what it is. So what I think, and like I said, building off of Rico's point, like Bishotti probably already talked to a lot of these. You already heard the Falcons are out. They're not interested. Reportedly, the Falcons, they're not going to pursue Lamar Jackson. So that's one team already out the door. And it is very peculiar that news dropped this pretty much the second that the tag was placed on him. Because a lot of us, since myself included, was thinking that the Falcons might be a potential, destination for Lamar Jackson to go. But now that the whole world knows that the non-exclusive franchise tag is placed on Lamar, the Falcons just had to come out and say, "Hey, we're not going to pursue him." Or those reports leaked all of a sudden. Weird, right? Let me see, my guy Steve. I see Steve in here. Come on, Sutton, you need to relax. He's not worth 230. Let's see. We'll get the picks and we'll move. Yeah, but my moral compass was spinning earlier when I was thinking about Deshaun Watson and how he managed to get all that money. So I don't agree with you, Steve. I think that there are teams that will certainly pony up that amount of cash. Maybe a little bit less, but it'll definitely be more than what the Ravens are offering. And I don't see them matching anything over $200 million. 200 and over, I think the Ravens are out on that. All right. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Tasha Bowman says, yes, it's real funny. Like right away, they changed their mind. Yeah. Let me see. Kimberly says, Ravens will find another quarterback. Oh, this guy's trying to merge over in front of me. Let me go ahead and do that. Ravens will find another quarterback like Lamar Jackson. He's the best quarterback ever. I'll be mad when he leaves. Okay, let's see. Oscar says, our picks are trash. We signed a defensive end who didn't play his whole senior season, and then we drafted a guy who was hurt. More facts. Lisa says, why is it Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes getting signed to a long-term contract but not Lamar Jackson? It's a good question, Lisa. It's a good question. I was saying on the show last night, too, man. I mean, when it was time for Josh Allen to get paid, the second that Josh Allen became eligible, the Bills locked him down, pretty much. Pretty much the minute he became eligible, he didn't need to show too much. He didn't even need to show too much. But he showed flashes and potential very, very early on. and they got the deal done. I don't know why the Ravens weren't able to do the same. Now, I do know that Lamar said that he wanted to wait to talk about his contract. And when he became eligible for the first time, he said he wanted to wait to discuss it, things like that. But no, if you're Steve Bisciotti, you have to make Lamar Jackson a deal that he cannot refuse. I don't care if he's telling you like, hey, I'm good right now, I'm gonna wait. No, make him a deal that at that time he could not refuse, right? Because I guarantee you what that deal would have looked like in 2020 or whenever he became eligible, that deal looks like pennies now. And now look where we are. Now look where we are. We don't want to pony up the cash anymore, so here we are. Non-exclusive franchise tag. We'll pay him $32 million if he plays for us this season. Somebody else may be able to snatch him up. Tanja Bowman says Lamar is worth what the market says he is. How are these people talking about Lamar not worth the money? There are 6 top 5 QBs, and we have one of them. Yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson is a special talent. I feel like a lot of people take for granted what Lamar Jackson has done. And I know a lot of people like to say that wins are not a quarterback stat, but I think that's a lot of bullshit. Because if you look at the Ravens in their history over the last, let's say 6 years, right? So those 2 years right before Lamar Jackson came, we were awful, not winning a whole lot of football games, right? Insert Lamar Jackson, instantly things turn around. So one might think that if you have a player on your team who is single-handedly willing you to victory, and I know me and everybody watching right now can point to multiple games where Lamar Jackson single-handedly took that game over and the Ravens left the stadium with a W. All of you guys, all of us can do that, right? All of us can do that. So you would think that if we can all point out multiple occasions where this guy has looked like a franchise quarterback, hell, even won an MVP, why can't the Ravens look at him the same way and just pay him his money? That's what I'm not understanding. Because I can guarantee you, if this was a Justin Herbert who had already won an MVP, was winning 70% of his games, oh my goodness, he'd probably be the highest paid. No, not probably. He would be the highest paid. They'd have no problem opening up the checkbook, paying him whatever the hell it is he wants. Hell, they might have matched Deshaun Watson's deal just because they thought that might have been fair for a Justin Herbert. But for some reason, Lamar Jackson isn't really awarded that same privilege. He's not. It's almost as if Lamar Jackson has to work twice as hard to get half the credit that a guy like Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, and those quarterbacks are all really good. But Lamar Jackson is in that same conversation. So, Ravens, this is on you. And I know you're probably trying to drive a hard bargain, get Lamar for a great price, so you can do X, Y, and Z. But like it's too late. It's too late for all of that. It's too late. The deal should have been done. We should have been operating under a salary cap with Lamar Jackson already accounted for. We should have been doing that for the past year and a half, and we'd be fine by now. But no. Let me see what y'all are saying. Sports Gaming YouTube says we need a total culture change. I agree with that too. Alex said it best yesterday on the show. The Ravens have been living off of their past resume for I don't know how long. It's been a while now. They've been living off their past resume. I mean, 2 championships, 2 Super Bowls in 26 years of existence. That's cool. That's great. But since the expectations are high for us, and everybody regards the Ravens as one of the best franchises in the league, a really well-run organization. But just like I told Alex last night, well-run organizations, they don't fall short time and time and time again, making the same mistakes. They don't do that. They make a mistake, they fail once, they assess what went wrong, they correct that, and they move forward. and move forward. You know, you have to pay your guy. Nowadays, your quarterback is everything. It's everything. There's a reason. There's a reason why the literal rules of the NFL has been changed to protect quarterbacks. They are the most valuable position in sports, quarterbacks. And when you happen to have a quarterback who wins 70% of his games, who won an MVP in the second year as a starter. No, first year as a starter. I'm sorry. My apologies. You have to pony up the cash for that guy. You have to. And I don't want to hear, oh, I mean, well, he didn't have an agent, so I'm sure he didn't have the best negotiation tactics, and maybe that's why the Ravens weren't able to get this deal done for so long. But no, respectfully, fuck that. Respectfully, fuck that. And the reason why I say that is because the proof is already in the put. The Ravens have been living off of their resume of a great defense and run game for years, right? Just living off that resume. Look at them 2 Super Bowls in 26 years. Not a lot of teams can say that, which they can't. But Lamar Jackson, look at his resume. Look at his resume. And compare it to a lot of these other guys who are getting paid big money. Kyler Murray ain't got no MVPs. He don't got no playoff wins. You know what I'm saying? But he got paid, right? More guaranteed money than the Ravens offered Lamar, right? Look at Deshaun Watson. You don't even have to get me started on why he doesn't deserve what he got. So it's just like, why are we acting funny now? Why are we acting funny now that it's time to pay this dude? It's time to pay Lamar. Like, somebody's going to do it. Someone's going to do it. It may not be us, but someone's going to do it. Lisa says you draft a QB and you do him dirty. Exactly. Like, what the hell is up with that? You drafted this kid. You drafted this kid. Well, let me back it up for you, right? I feel like the Ravens have been showing you their ass when it comes to Lamar Jackson. It all started draft night. They drafted a Hayden Hurst before Lamar Jackson. Need I remind you guys, Lamar Jackson was not the first pick that the Ravens made in the, 2017 or 2018 draft? One of the two. I can't remember. Damn, this sun is killing me. There we go. But yeah, drafted him second. Not even first in that draft. They drafted him second. Lamar Jackson has put everything that he has on the line for this team. He literally has told you from day one, like, hey, you're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. There's not a whole lot of guys. Listen, it's not a lot of guys that have the confidence or the balls to get on stage with that big ass chip on your shoulder and say, hey, look, I'm going to bring this team a Super Bowl. And then after that, delivers on an MVP, gets a playoff win, and wins 70% of his games. Like, no, he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but he is living up. He has exceeded expectations. He has exceeded expectations and still not getting the credit he deserves. But it's okay, though. It's okay. Ravens will soon find out. They will soon find out. Come Monday, we will all find out. Right? We will all find out on Monday what's going to happen, you know, when one of these teams comes out and offers Lamar Jackson a big old bag of money, a whole laundry list of incentives, and he takes the deal. Like, I feel like the Ravens are going to be shocked, and we're going to get, 2 first-round picks? He's worth more than 2 first-round picks. All right, let's see. You're going to be known as the team who doesn't pay QBs, recycle, and repeat. All day Esco says that one. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The Ravens culture, Ravens philosophy has always been defense, run game, and your quarterback and offense passing game just has to be average at best. Maybe that's why they're really struggling to pony up the money and sign Lamar Jackson because of the history. But what I can tell you is that the past is the past, right? The game is not the same as it was, not even in 2012. Like I said a few minutes ago, even the rules have changed to benefit these guys, the offense, specifically the quarterback. You can barely even lay a finger on quarterbacks anymore. The league is telling you how valuable your player is. They're telling you how valuable your player is by scheduling you for 3 to 5 primetime games every season, ever since his MVP year. I mean, all signs point to this kid has value. So why would you want to let that go? I I don't know. I don't know. Father Son Bond says, if Lamar leaves, I'm gone with him, but there's only one other team I'll root for if he goes to them. I'll hold my water on who it is until the smoke clears. Now see, that's where I'm not in that same boat, bro. I'm not in that very same boat. Um, saying that I'm a jump ship on the Ravens if Lamar leaves. I can't do that. I'm a loyal fan to the Ravens at the end of the day. I love me some Lamar Jackson, man. You guys know that. I'm sure you guys love him as well, but we're fans of the Ravens, you know? We're fans of the Ravens first. Ravens fan first, Lamar Jackson second, but hey, man, I will call out the Ravens. I mean, I put them top of my priority list, but I will not hesitate to call their asses out when need be. Tanja Bowman says, Lamar promised us a Super Bowl, but he did not know the Ravens would not put him in a position to do so, refused to give him help. Yeah, you know, you're right. You're right, Tanja. And I hate when people say that, oh, the Ravens, they really built around Lamar Jackson to really. No, they didn't. They didn't. They did not build around Lamar Jackson to make him as successful as possible. No, they did the same things that they've been doing, right? Invest hella money into the defense, right? Running backs for days, running back by committee. And we're just gonna make it work like that. That's what the Ravens have done. They have not given him a top receiver, a proven commodity at wide receiver. Just haven't done it. You know, I will say the offensive line has been it's pretty damn good. Offensive line is pretty good. But we know in this league what it's about to be a successful quarterback. You have to have the weapons. You're only going to be as good as your best weapons. I mean, look at the teams who are winning championships right now. Chiefs, big weapons. Kelsey, before that, Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Look at the Bucks who won it a couple years ago. High-flying offense. Their defense was really good too, but high-flying offense. So when it comes to like the culture shift that needs to happen with the Ravens, I'll always say the best defense is a great offense, right? The best defense is a great offense. They say offense, not offense. They say defense wins championships. But if you take what I just said, that quote, the best defense is a good offense. What does that mean? If your offense is high flying and scoring enough points to put the other team behind, that is going to make the opposing team's offense more one-dimensional, which plays into the favor of your defense. Literally makes defense easier. If you can put up points on offense, puts more pressure on the other team's offense, less pressure on your defense, they can pin their ears back, get after the quarterback. You know? A good offense can make the opposing team play checkers instead of chess. But we don't have a good offense. We don't have a good offense. So they have not built around Lamar Jackson. I saw my boy Malik was in here. Malik, yeah. What's going on, Malik? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for coming through. Let me see. Spencer says Lamar wanted 250 plus million guaranteed. The NFLPA advised Lamar this doesn't have anything to do with other things in the front office in the league, really. Owners don't want fully guaranteed contracts. You're right. They don't want fully guaranteed contracts, but look, man, it's heading there. It's heading there. I'll put it this way. When you have a Derek Carr who is getting 66% of his contract fully guaranteed, for Derek Carr, you see where we're trending, right? We're trending in the direction. If it was lower than 50%, I get it. Cool. But we're trending in the direction of giving these guys more and more and more guaranteed money. So eventually, you're not going to be able to say, like, that's not the standard. That's not the precedent, because it's going to be. That's what's going to happen eventually, you know? And it's just a shame that the Ravens are willing to let go of a generational talent like Lamar Jackson, who's already done so much for the franchise, because they don't want to be that team that kind of, I guess you could say, officially starts that off. I still think, the Deshaun Watson thing, it is an anomaly. It's an outlier because of the whole situation and 100% guaranteed, all that. And maybe the Ravens don't want to be the first ones to follow suit. Like, yeah, we're going to do that too. But you got to swallow your pride. You got to swallow your pride when it comes to your top talents, man. Lamar Jackson is the pride. He is the pride and joy of the Baltimore Ravens. There is no joy in this team. There's no joy in watching the Ravens without Lamar Jackson. Think back to the last 6-7 regular season games when Lamar was not playing. You barely even wanted to watch the games, right? I know I didn't. Only reason I was still watching the games and in tune and watching every play was so I can come and talk to you guys about it. But I was pissed off that Lamar wasn't playing because the offense was anemic. We couldn't put up points. And the most frustrating part of it was the defense was holding teams under 20 points, sometimes under 15 points, pretty much the whole damn season. Problem was we just could not score worth a damn. So, yeah. Let me see. Father-son bond says they disrespected that man and allowed his image to be smeared in the media. The fans are Lamar's biggest voice. The franchise screwed him and us. I agree with you there. Let's see. Spencer says it's a smaller number for Carr, though. Lamar wants crazy money, or has been advised to want that. We'd be strapped for 5 years. There's some owner collusion possibly here, too. Yeah, definitely think there's some of that going on. Now let's talk about the Ravens not wanting to be trapped with Lamar Jackson for 5 years of guaranteed money. Now the idea is that, why would you pay Lamar Jackson a fully guaranteed contract when he has not finished the last 2 seasons? Lamar Jackson's injuries are not injuries that you can call him injury prone for. His injuries are not serious injuries that are going to linger and linger and linger. If they were, we'd know about it by now. I feel like we would definitely know about it by now. So Lamar is he's a tough kid, right? He's a tough kid. I've seen Lamar take some shots, even though he's actually really good at avoiding shots, But it really just pisses me off that they can try to use that as an excuse because you really can't. I mean, Dak Prescott damn near broke his leg, still got paid his money. Josh Allen is out here running wild all over the place. Will run head on with a linebacker. Doesn't even know how to avoid hits like Lamar Jackson. Paid him his money. No problem. No problem. So the excuses, they don't add up to me. Excuses don't add up to me. All right. Let me just take a couple more here. Joe Flacco had wide receiver 1, Mason, and then Bolden. Then wide receiver 1, Steve Smith. Lamar got Dez Bryant, Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, man. I mean, over the hill guys. Like, that's what the Ravens did for Lamar. Like, here you go. Deshaun Jackson, Sammy Watkins, little Dez Bryant in there. That should be good enough for you, right? We already got Willie Snead, guy like that. Shout out to Willie Snead. I'm being sarcastic here. But, like, it's frustrating, man. I mean, Lamar Jackson has never been afforded the opportunity to play with a player on the caliber of, let's say, Stephon Diggs. Let's say a Tyreek Hill. Let's say a Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown. Guys like that. Never got the opportunity. Still won 70% of his games. I don't really think there's too much more to say, guys. I mean, that's what it is. I don't know if, man, it's just frustrating, man. Jonathan Washington Jr., what's going on, brother, says, I think if Lamar goes out into the market and finds that teams aren't going to give him a Watson deal, he should come back to the Ravens and do a 3 or 4 year deal so he can re-enter free agency at 29 or 30. It'll be interesting to see because that teams who want or are interested in Lamar Jackson, They've been plotting and swimming around Owings Mills facility like sharks for the past year and a half, almost 2 years, just waiting for this to happen, waiting for this day, or waiting for Monday when they can legally tamper with Lamar Jackson and see what he wants. It'll be interesting by, I'd say, about next Friday. I would assume all the teams that want to inquire about Lamar Jackson, they will reach out to Lamar Jackson by Friday of next week and, put an offer out on the table. And I am sure, I have no doubt in my mind that between somewhere in Lamar's camp and somewhere in the camp of whatever team wants to do this with Lamar, there will be news leaked. Okay, there will be news leaked. Not exactly sure which team yet, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. And if Lamar Jackson does not have any suitors that are willing to give him what he wants, maybe he comes back to the table with the Ravens and says, "Hey, look, you know what? I'll go ahead and settle for this." But who knows? We'll see. Let's see. Spencer says the Panthers are out, Commanders are out, Falcons out already. Yeah. The Dolphins are also not eligible because they don't have 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years. So, yeah, they're also not eligible either. But I didn't hear that the Panthers were out. Nor that the Commanders. Spencer in there says so. I don't know. I only heard about the Falcons so far. Tanja Bowman says the Ravens got the good old boys to refuse Lamar so Deshaun deal can be an outlier. Yeah, I mean, because, and you know what? Somebody brought it up yesterday. It might have been you, Tanja. You were saying that there's pressure from all around the league to not give Lamar Jackson his guaranteed deal because the rest of the owners know full well, too. Like, if the Ravens give Lamar Jackson that deal, then Herbert's going to have to get a fully guaranteed deal. Burrow's going to have to get a fully guaranteed deal. And some others as well. Trevor Lawrence, when it's his time to get paid. And I'm sure all of those teams are hitting up, all those owners of those teams are hitting up Steve Bisciotti like, "Hey, bro, come on, man. We can't do this. We can't do this. We don't mess with the Browns owner, whatever his name is, not coming to me right now. But we can't do this. Steve, do not pay Lamar Jackson that fully guaranteed contract." And Steve Bisciotti's, he's of the same school of thought because the second that Deshaun Watson got paid that money, y'all remember Steve Bisciotti went on TV, right? Went on TV and publicly said, like, "I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the fully guaranteed contracts. I don't agree with, just that in general." So we know how Steve Bisciotti feels about it. And he's going to stand his ground firm. Lamar Jackson has stood his ground firm. And now here we are. We got a non-exclusive franchise tag placed on Lamar Jackson to where other teams are literally allowed to talk to him. And just to kind of wrap it all up for you guys, why I think it's over, I'm going to bring up the analogy again. It's just like a relationship, a failing relationship. What happens when a relationship is failing, but the two parties kind of try to want to make it work, but they know it's really not going to work. You start coming up with ways to, I guess, get yourself out of it. Like, hey, maybe we could see other people for a little while. Hey, maybe we should just take a little break for a minute. When that happens and either party starts saying stuff like that, it's over. The relationship is over. And I think that's where we are right here with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this live stream. It was very impromptu. Like I said, I'm on my way home from work right now, but I wanted to talk to you guys. Make sure you guys like this video. If you're new here and you're just hearing my voice for the first time, seeing my face for the first time, welcome to the Purple Rain Podcast. Welcome to the Rain Gang. We're a big, happy family here. So if you want to join the Rain Gang, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button as well. I appreciate it a lot. I love you guys. And please, 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 before I get out of here, if you are really big into draft prospects and you want me to know the guys that you've been keeping your eyes on, please DM me. Do not hesitate to DM me on Twitter. On Instagram, you can find me at Sutton Def. It's SUTTONDEF. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Rain Gang. Again, I love you guys. But I think this relationship between the Ravens and Lamar Jackson is over. I'm gonna catch you guys.